everybody. Today we're working again with the old Chevy S-10 here on this beautiful rainy day. Right, beautiful rainy day. Anyways, the Chevy S-10, this is the... Oh, we're going to remove the steering wheel on this one. It's got a steering wheel that looks like this. I couldn't find anybody else making any content on this particular steering wheel. So if you got one that looked like this might help you out a little bit. This is the S10 with the 2.8 liter V6. And, well, let's jump right into this. Alright guys, so the steering wheel, I'm kind of doing the exploratory thing. I don't really know a whole lot about this steering wheel, so we're going to both go for a ride. The first thing that we're going to have to do is remove this cover and the button and everything. All the nut that holds it all together should be on the inside here. So this doesn't come off in any obvious way, so I'm willing to bet that there's on the back side, yep, there it is. There's a little nut over there, and there's going to be one on that side as well. Sure enough, right there. So what is that? A little tiny thing. So we will get, there it is. Structural sockets here. Yeah, I don't even know what size that is. So I just know it's really small. So we'll start small and figure out what fits. Alright. Does that one fit? Oh man, beginner's luck. So that turned out to be a 7mm. That fits right on in there. That's perfect. That really was beginner's luck, guys. I can't even explain that one. And back to the drawer. Gotta find something to turn it with. I need 1/4 inch, so we'll probably get an adapter here. On my... Whoops. Yeah, the one in the middle, of course. There we go. That'll do. And we'll attach it to this guy right here. Not adapter, but with this one. There we go. That should turn it. Alright, there's my setup. That should just fit right on in there. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Oh, I gotta go the other way. Okay. There we go. Alright, and that's what came out. I'll just set that aside right there. Alright, other side. Okay. Alright. Alright, so end up screwing this side. Alright, so I'm gonna set those down right there. So there's what it looks like underneath. We got a little wire that comes unplugged right there. And I believe this is the that's really stuck on there. That's the electrical connector for the horn. It's really on there. So that's why that's so on there. A little bit of corrosion there, so I think it's going to take a little bit of effort. Alright, and there it is. So this little guy comes right off right there, outside, and what we got left is this. So we've got a little, I'll move this wire out of the way, retaining, it's the same thing as like a C-ring. So that'll come right off, and then you pull that nut off, which is a whole nother socket. Now, some people have the proper tool for removing C-rings, C-clips. I don't. So I'm going to use maybe these needle nose pliers. I suppose that might do the trick. We'll see if we can make that work. Okay, so how am I going to do this? This might require two hands. or maybe even 2 tools. Or maybe I can just do that. Where did it go? Oh, cool, it landed right there where I was going to put it anyways. So we're right back to the nut. Now we got to get a big enough socket. And so we go back to the sockets drawer. Oh, what size was it? We'll just use this whole kit. I bet you it's there's no way it's going to be metric. Alright, I mean, it looks like about a, I don't know, we'll start with 9/16, see what we get. That's 3/4. 13/16, I overshot it by a lot, but hey! Okay, so 13/16, that's what it is. That was luck. Alright, back to the drawer. So I know that nut's going to be really tight, so I'm going to use this breaker bar. Alright, back to here. We'll put the breaker bar right in there. And cool, that's actually way easier than I thought. Cool. Which is beneficial because I didn't want to put that much effort into it. I hate putting effort into things. Alright, so the nut's off. Now at this point, there's really nothing holding on the steering wheel except for just pressure. And typically what we need to do is go down to like a AutoZone or one of those O'Reilly's or someplace like that where they have tool rental and get a steering wheel puller. And all it's going to do is just going to be a tool that as you tighten it down, it pushes on this and pulls on this at the same time. And while we're at it, I'm going to run inside to the steering wheel that we got to make sure that the new steering wheel replacement is actually going to fit before I get too far into this. Alright, there's the new one. There's the old one. New one. Kind of looks like it should fit. Looks about the same. Okay. Try to get this thing off. Shooting parts all over. Okay, so there's the nut that came out of it, which is good because now we can compare the new nut with the old nut. Looks like they're the same. Does it fit under the steering column? It does, guys. Look at that. Kind of is it threaded the same? I think so. Yeah, it's threaded the same. So that's good. So this, I mean, it looks a little bit different. I mean, there's the wire that looks kind of like this wire, and I guess this wire should come right off. We'll grab the needle nose pliers here, and it should just gently, maybe not. Is that supposed to come off? So it looks kind of like that. Should just plug right on in there, like so. It's my understanding that this, you shouldn't have to use too much force, but you got to be, we'll say firm but gentle when you pull this out. Oh, there we go. Sweet. So yeah, just like that comes off, and it's effectively the same wire. If you pull this off the back of the horn button, oh, that looks familiar. Yeah, this looks the same. So probably could have used reused the wire, but we're not gonna, because I already got it out. So we'll throw that over there. And we'll plug this in last, I guess, because the holes in the back of here, see that? Kind of look like the holes in the back of here. Yeah. This is gonna work superbly once I get this out of the truck. So I need a steering wheel puller, just to, like, I don't know, you guys still do the like borrow tools type of program? Yeah. It's like for an older truck too, an 85 Chevy S-10, if that matters.
What does this one do right here? No?
That? I believe so, yeah. That looks about right. I think that'll work.
Hey,
I think the ones that actually go into the bolts are going to be the smallest ones there. But it looks like everything that I need is there.
nice.
How much do I owe you for it?
Let's see. It was $47.83. You know. All right.
Yep, right on.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Well, now it's really starting to rain, so we're gonna get in here. Okay. Close the door. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so we got the steering wheel, we got the kit. So this kit that they let me borrow, it did require a deposit of like $50 or something. And of course I get that money back when I return it. So this, okay, so what happens here, and then I'll kind of show you how this works, but there's going to be a couple of bolts that go into that hole and that hole. All right, and then you're gonna have probably something like this that will go something like that. They go through there. I'll show you how that works. And then one of these bolts are gonna go through here, and they're going to push. Show you how that works. That's the wrong size. That's kind of surprising that that's too small, so we're going to go up a little bit. Oh gosh, they're all in different sizes. We'll grab this one. It's kind of hit and miss. But if necessary, we can use a bolt from the collection of junk bolts that I've got sitting around in the garage. Hey, winner, chicken dinner. Oh, that sounds good. I'm gonna go to Popeyes after this. Okay, so those bolts fit there just like that. We'll grab this guy. Okay, so here's where it gets a little tricky, because I'm doing this with only one hand. But I'll bet you something like this. And then kind of line that up in there. Come on. Fit a second ago. Okay. Hey, not bad for only one hand, right? So then we'll tighten these down. This would be easier with a socket set. Wait, don't I have a socket set in here? Yeah, that'll work. What size do you think those are? 7/16s maybe? What is this? 9/16s. That's not right. Nope, that's not right. Look at the 7/16s. They're either that or 1/2. Yeah, they were 1/2. There went all my luck. There we go. 1/2. There we go. It's going to be different all the time depending on the kit. It looks like all of these are, the heads are the same size. Look, instructions. But each kit may be different from other kits, so we're going to work on this. These don't have to be in all the way, because what's going to happen is we're going to put the other bolt through here, and it's going to push everything, push against that, and pull everything out. So we'll do, I think it's actually this one. Yeah, that looks about right. So I got that from here. And this, I believe, is probably the same size, or would I be so lucky? I think it is the same size. Right on. So we'll just thread it by hand until we reach the bottom of there. See that's coming out there? And now it's just pushing that H bar up. Now, that's about as tight as it goes by hand. So we're going to grab our Again, it turned out to be a 1/2. And we're going to put that right on there and start. Oh, we're going to turn it the other way because we're tightening it. All right, and as we tighten, again, this nut is going down, it's pushing on that. And while it's doing that, it's pulling, while it's pushing on this, it's pulling everything else out. So, and that should just come right out. That's all it's doing is pulling. There, it just came loose. So I'm going to set that down. And again, like at this point, everything should come right out. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, winner, winner. So, at this point, we got to take this all apart. And literally, that is all that this kit does, is just pulls. Wrong way. I guess I did get these a little snug. Okay. All it does is just pull the steering wheel. Jeez. Gotta use my strong hand. If you've never seen that movie, it was there was a scary movie back in the 90s called Scream, and they made a parody of it. I think it's called Scary Movie. Anyways, it was a good one. And if you like that kind of thing, like the Wayans brothers, I think it was. Alright, so there's the old steering wheel. Well, I'll stick that down there. Here's the new one. Alright. And of course, when we started with the steering wheel facing right side up, so the new steering wheel should go on just the same way. And the only thing that I wasn't able to check was the splines, and now I'm a little nervous. So there's little splines in there, inside here. Should line up with these splines on the shaft. And when you do this, you have to make sure that the holes line up. It's a little plastic thing. That's where the horn wire plugged into. And make sure that that lines up just like so, or else you're just kind of crushing it. There we go. It should line up just like that. Okay, so now the nut, where did that go? This nut right here. There was another one, but I'm sitting on it. One for each steering wheel. But as we saw earlier, these are the same nut, so you can use probably either one. It just goes right on in there. Now, if you remember what size socket we used, all I remember is that it's the one that's missing from my kit here. What was that size? Let's close this up so we don't lose anything. So we have to turn that in. Alright. Not that socket. Of course I was sitting on it. Alright. So, there's that socket. Same one we used earlier. Was it 13 16s? So got right on in there. And use a socket driver. Oh, gotta turn it the right direction. There we go. And now as we're tightening it, as we are tightening it, it's pushing it down onto the steering column. So this is all the pressing that's really required on that. All the pressing that we do here, if we want to take the steering wheel back off again, we got to get one of these kits to pull it off again, because all the tightening is tightening it all the way down. And you want to get this pretty snug. It doesn't have to be like holy hell snug or anything, but that's really it. Now at this point we need to remember the C clip that doesn't really look like a C. We got to get it back on there. That's going to be a little difficult. It should just kind of press on, because the way, let me turn on the light here. Lights. It should kind of be able to slip on just in here. So, in other words, not there, but one more notch in. If I do it like this, it's probably going to pinch my fingers. So let's use the needle nose pliers. I'm going to do it like this. See, that wants to go on. There we go. That's it. It's on. So as you can see, it should be not on here, but all the way back on here. That's where it needs to be. Alright, so we're going to get the horn button, Chevrolet, and we're going to take the wire first, and once again we're going to have to focus camera. Yeah, it's dark in there. Anyways, just like that, and kind of press it in. Probably a better idea to do this with the needle nose pliers because my fingers are ginormous. And the reason that it's spring-loaded like this is because it's built to rub against a skid plate underneath and can make continuous electrical contact without actually... Some newer steering wheels have cables that spin around inside, and as you turn your steering wheel, it'll uncoil or it'll coil. So it's a little different, but this is a more simple solution to the whole moving steering wheel problem. Okay, so as it turns out, so it's in there, right? How did I get in there? So ignore what I said earlier about using the pliers to gently yank the thing out. That was such a bad idea because as it turns out, these little lugs on that is supposed to go in. Let's see if I can kind of brighten this up a little bit. There we go. You can see in this inside that green plastic that there's a little shaft and a twist in it. So what we're gonna do is take that little lug there with my big fat hands. We're going to put that in there. Make sure the lug lines up. Focus camera. Hopefully you get the right idea. Focus right there. There we go. Okay, so and it should just slide right in there, and it's just like an eighth of a turn, and it'll stay in place just like that. And the same thing to pull it out. So like what I said earlier about the using the needle nose pliers to gently pull it out, bad idea. Should just be able to reach on in there, an eighth of a turn counterclockwise, and it'll come right out. So, and that's how we learn. Cool. So, and then this, of course, has these little clips on there. So all you gotta do is line up those clips with the grooves on the outside of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Click. And that's it. Now we got a whole new steering wheel. Now, I want to cover something while we're at it. So the old steering wheel, the whole reason that we wanted to get a brand new steering wheel was, I don't know if you guys are experiencing the same thing, but it actually broke like right here and on the other side here. And like, it's kind of hard to show you guys, but the whole thing, well, I need 2 hands to show you. Let me get a tripod. There we go. All right, so what I was saying was that with the old steering wheel, for some reason it broke in such a way that the whole wheel bends. So obviously we can't be having that, because when we're driving down the road, we typically hold on to kind of just above the spokes here and here. So like it would start doing this floppy stuff when I'm trying to drive, and it was really distracting, especially when I'm trying to turn it and it's doing this on me, and this has no, altitude control, so I don't know why you would ever want that. So I'm gonna get rid of that, and now we got a whole new one. I'm gonna give it a test drive. Well, feels pretty good so far. Are stiff, doesn't slip or anything. I'm kind of shaking it, doesn't feel loose any more than it should. It's a little rainy, so the windows are kind of fogged up. That's okay, they open. Anyone coming? Nope. Does the steering wheel feel pretty good? Alright. Yeah, how about some windshield wipers? Well, now the steering wheel is just a little tiny bit bigger than the original, but it's not bad. It's not like squishing my legs down or anything. I'm just gonna flip it around right here, assuming that there's no one coming over the hill. Whoop, camera. Yeah, I'd say the steering wheel feels pretty good. Like I said, it's not too much bigger. It's not like squishing my lap or anything. Which is good because the steering shaft doesn't move up and down at all. So what you see is what you get. I'm going to pull right back into the driveway. Steering feels pretty good. Yep. Alright. And that's it, guys. Just put the parking brake on. Close up the back window here because it is raining something fierce. Alright. Well, you saw how it works. And I hope that if you've got one of these steering wheels with all the plastic trim on it and the big button in the middle, it's a great steering wheel. But if it broke like the one that I got, then you might want to upgrade to one of these newer ones. This one has a lot more metal in it, and I'm guessing that it should be. Oh. We almost forgot. Oh no. Ah! Oh, that scared me. If we didn't have a horn, I don't know what I would do. I guess watch for middle finger. So, but yeah, there we go. Brand new steering wheel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot. Nothing like my signature. Thank you very much. See you later.